What's up guys, Luke here with Luke's Points and Miles. Today I have a question for all of you. Have you noticed the price of things has went up recently? And guys, I'm not talking about the groceries, your dining, or the rent. I'm talking about the minimum spend requirements for your credit card sign-up bonuses. I remember seeing lots of offers for minimum spend of $2,000 or $3,000, with the occasional card requiring 4 Gs in a somewhat short period of time. But now, I'm seeing much higher numbers like 6,000 or even 8,000 for some of the higher end cards. Sometimes that is just tough to do for a lot of people, particularly you lower spenders and frugal folks. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about some ways that I work on minimum spend because let's face it, the initial bonus on the card is normally the best time to take advantage of the opportunity to really rack up those points or cash back. But we really need to be careful not to overspend. Overspending is very rarely a good thing, especially when we're talking about our credit cards. Remember, they're a double-edged sword. Let's talk about some ways that I meet that initial spend without going overboard. After that, I'll include some ways that I do not recommend and some things I think most of us should probably stay away from. Obviously, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to hit you with a bonus technique that I use. And sometimes I get made fun of for this, but I stand on this technique as being beneficial to most people. And guys, well, let's just get right into it. Tips to meet your minimum spend for your sign-up bonus without going overboard the right way. First one here is a no-brainer, but we actually might have a couple newbies watching, and that is to use your card for everything when working on a sign-up bonus. And I mean everything. Some folks might make the mistake of still trying to optimize multipliers, but I would suggest using the new card on everything possible and hitting that minimum spend as quickly as possible. My reasoning for this is I have been much more successful accomplishing my missions when I use overwhelming force and a clear objective. I never want to take any chances of missing that bonus. Plus, let's face it, the sooner you hit that bonus, the sooner you can adjust fire and start working on a new mission. So for your food, your bills, tuition, gas, whatever it is, it all goes on the new card until that minimum spend has been met. Easy, right? Next up might take some more forethought. Plan your new cards with the times of year that you expect major expenses. We all know when school starts, we all know when taxes are due, and we all know when Christmas is. If you know you're going to have some increased spending during these times, then make sure your spending window includes maybe a new card. I know one thing is for sure for me. My wife is going to spend way too much for Thanksgiving dinner, and I know 99% of my Christmas shopping it's going to be completed that Black Friday or Cyber Monday. I also know generally how much I'm going to be spending on gifts, so I can calculate, say, $2,500 extra spending just during that weekend. Probably more. You all know when things like insurance is due. You all know when you need to register your vehicles and maybe even schedule your car maintenance. So even the little things can help if you are a lower spender. The next one, and actually a few more of these, does require you to actually have some money. But if you already have a savings account or a nest egg or some money lying around, one of the best ways that I've met minimum spend is to prepay some of your bills. Like I mentioned earlier, I like to pay my insurance for the year. So that is a fairly substantial bill. What about your cell phone bills? One way I met the sign-up bonus on the Amex Business Gold was to prepay our cell phones for a few months. And here's why. I have a pretty good idea that we're going to be using cell phones and having cell phone bills for the next 3 to 6 months. And the Amex Business Gold, it can earn 4x on cell phones. So rather than using that card for everything else, why not prepay that bill, lock in some great earnings on top of the sign-up bonus? It's all good. I understand not everyone can do this, but for those of you that can, it's an easy way you can knock out $1,000 of that minimum spend, and you're not really overpaying anything. Most electric companies, cable, internet, and gas companies are safe bets that not only will you need those utilities, but they won't mind at all if you prepay. Next one might be a little niche, but it also might be a great technique for you. Business spend for things like contractors and other merchants that traditionally will not accept credit cards for payment. They can be frustrating for us, but I have the perfect product for you, Melio. With Melio, you can pay with a credit card, even for vendors like contractors who might not normally accept them. Now, there is a 2.9% fee, but paying with a credit card in this way not only allows you to take advantage of the card's rewards, but also by deferring payment. Using your card potentially allows you to float that payment, giving you extra time. Might also enable early payment discounts, or it might be just the thing that gets you an on-time payment. Melio offers multiple same-day payment options, even internationally, and they have great security, to keep your information safe. My personal experience was when I needed a new roof on my rental property. Most folks will just sign the insurance check over to the contractor, but I wanted to use a credit card so I could use the spend to hit a sign-up bonus. Well, most contractors around me do not accept credit card payments because they don't want to pay the processing fees. What I did was I asked if a check would work. Normally it does. So I used Melio to send the contractor a check. Of course I paid a small fee, but it was definitely worth it for the sign-up bonus. Most importantly, the contractor actually liked the process and the quick payment. And a reminder, I live in a somewhat rural area where not everyone is a techie. Remember, we talked about not overspending, so you need to factor in whether that fee is worth it to you. In most circumstances, it will be. I got my roof done and I earned a ton of credit card rewards. Go to the link in the description and schedule your first payment today. If you are a 1099 earner, you can pay your estimated taxes quarterly. And depending on how much income you earn, this could be substantial. Again, this one will include a small fee and you need to determine if the juice is worth the squeeze, but it's a simple way to meet minimum spend. This technique is one that I know a lot of folks just don't know about, but I've used it for years. For you homeowners, most of you pay your lender a payment that includes the property taxes and the insurance, and the lender holds on to that money in escrow until the payments are due. But in a lot of examples, you don't need to include that in your payment. You can just send the mortgage lender the principal and interest, and you can pay the insurance company directly. Same with the county for property taxes. My county charges a fairly low fee for this, but this basically creates thousands of dollars in spend for me. My insurance company lets me pay with a credit card with no fee. That might not sound like a big deal, but I have 2 houses and 3 cars right now. Remember I say I pay that all at once? So that could be a couple sign-up bonuses. Really easy right there. Remember we talked about timing. I know at tax time I'm going to owe the county, but I could also just pay them throughout the year too. If not, I know April is a good time for a new card. FSA and HSA accounts. A flex spending account or a health savings account is a tax advantage account for your medical bills, and I don't want to spend too much time explaining what these are, but if you are eligible for one, get it. With this technique, some of your income will be deducted pre-tax and placed into an account. Normally, you'll receive a debit card to use and you use that for all your medical expenses, but you can always pay with a credit card and then submit for reimbursement instead of using the debit card. You youngsters might not take advantage of this, but the older you get, the more you spend on doctor visits and stuff like that. This could be thousands yearly in spend. It's a great way to plus up your points. Last one, guys, but remember, there's a bonus technique, which is actually my favorite coming up at the end. But there are things around your house that you will always need. Ever run out of soap, toothpaste, or deodorant? Not me. I try to find a big sale or use maybe a military exchange, and I buy these things in bulk. I have a basement wall full of toilet paper, trash bags, laundry detergent, dish soap, basically any household item that won't expire very quickly. Find a sale or a deal and buy it up. I don't consider front loading to be overspending, not at all. Could you imagine running out of toilet paper? Yikes. Now let's go over some common mistakes. We talked about overspending. I think most of us loosen the purse strings just a wee bit when we're working on a minimum spend. Let's try to minimize that. There might be times life kicks you in the butt, but let's not do that to ourselves trying to hit a sign-up bonus. Just don't do it. Don't pay interest. If you do, form a plan and get rid of it ASAP. Finally, some techniques I do not recommend. In general, I don't recommend purchasing gift cards during your minimum spend window. Some folks and some issuers are more forgiving with this, but in general, I don't do this. Some issuers just will not count the spend. Some might claw back your bonus, and hey, depending on other factors, some issuers might even close your account. It's just not worth it most of the time. I also don't recommend using things like Venmo or PayPal to send someone money. PayPal goods and services should be okay, but I would really monitor that as well. I might not even use it. I don't recommend doing Amazon loads or even reselling gold. I'm not saying these techniques don't work, I just don't recommend them. If you have expert mode techniques, then best to keep them to yourself. Or maybe we'll talk about those in a members video. One bonus technique, guys. This one is actually my favorite. It is purchasing points and miles. I personally purchase the maximum amount of Hilton Honors and IHG points every single year. I think it's a smart purchase for those that actually travel. I would consider purchasing Avianca Life miles, Aeroplan points, and maybe Choice points during really good sales as well. Research the value and the price of these travel points to see if it makes sense for you, but for me, it's my favorite way to put spend on a card and get a deep discount on my hotel stays. I've talked about purchasing points a few times, and maybe it's time for an updated video just on that topic. But guys, that is it for me today. Shout out to Melio for sponsoring the video, and if you are interested in using that service, check out my link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and if you have stayed all the way to the end, I appreciate you, and I want to thank every single one of you.